Thanks for joining us here at Functional Bliss, where Audra and Jessica will guide you through exercises and wellness techniques to help you live your best life every day. It's in the name after all, Functional Bliss. Before you do anything else, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know whenever we put up a new video. To join our Blissful Gang for live Zoom classes where you can get more direct suggestions and encouragement, go to our website and sign up. Check the class description below for any equipment needs, grab your gear, and let's get started.
Okay, so we are going to start in standing, and we're going to start hands-free, no weights for the first few seconds. We're going to start with just the rock the baby sway. So step your feet so that they're about hip or shoulder distance apart, and we're just going to start to bend one knee and then the other. Keep your hip points fairly level. So we want to feel like our top of the thigh muscles are helping us push off of our foot and then find that work. And then as you just kind of come to your mat, notice how are you feeling this morning? How's your body feeling? How do your feet feel? How do your knees feel? How does your back feel? We have no speed rounds today. I'm going to say that. We have no speed rounds today, but we do have a repeater. So we have a set of work, and then we'll do another set of work, and then we'll repeat that second set of work. So just know, are you guys having trouble hearing me? You can hear me okay, Judy. Okay, cool. Okay, good. All right, now take it into some nice big hip circles. Just circle in one direction. All right, and then take those big giant hip circles and go the other way. And time. Nice job. Okay, step your feet in so they're a little bit closer. We're going to keep a slightly bent knee position. We're going to start with some super small, super light pendulum arms. So one arm is going to swing forward, one arm is going to swing back. And then we're going to pick up the pace just a little bit. So we're going to increase that height. Keep your knees a little bit bent. Notice how your shoulders feel here. This might be enough. For some of us, this is enough shoulder range of motion. But if this feels good, you're going to start to go just a little bit higher. But then once you get to that highest point where your arms are going up and overhead, try to keep your belly slightly firm, keep the ribs kind of drawing in towards each other. So it's not a big puff of the chest to get that arm reach. Most of the reach is coming out of the shoulder directly. "15 seconds left. Get as much range of motion here as you can stand, and then just kind of notice, how do your shoulders feel? And also for some of us, it might feel a little bit better to swing the arms slightly wider. So rather than bringing it directly straight in front of the shoulder, as you hit that highest point, it might feel good to swing around that acromion process to get yourself a little extra height. All right. When you're ready, we're going to stand in a nice even position. We're going to take one foot. We're going to go 1 foot 30 seconds, then we'll switch to the other foot. So you're going to reach your foot as far forward as you can, but then tip your body weight back. And then you're going to shift and send your foot back, body weight forward. Place your foot forward, lean your body weight back. Don't worry about what it looks like so much as keeping it slow and controlled and keeping a nice bend in that standing leg. Nice work. Leaning back, leaning forward, just finding that transfer of body weight. All right, when you're ready, switch your footing, stand your foot on the ground, and we've reached 1 foot forward as far as we can, lean your body weight back, and then we put that foot backwards and bring the body weight forward. Take your time. One foot might have better balance than the other, so just take a second to notice and then make those readjustments so that you're moving in a safe way, controlling with your center. Five seconds left. And time. Nice job. Okay, grab your heaviest weights, 2 heavy weights. We're going to take it into a farmer's carry. Now, if you have a lot of space that you can work in, you can walk all around your room. But what we want to do is keep our arms about 4 inches away from the side of the body, But now here's where we're going to try to perfect what we're doing. So we're going to keep a micro bend in the knees and a little tuck of the tail. That's the goalpost today. So arms away from the side of the body, tuck the tail, slightly bend the knees, and now we're going to start to walk. But the whole time you walk, you're going to try to not lock your knees out. So you're going to keep that micro bend in the knees and keep your tail tucked under. That's the goal. So even if that means you put your weights down so that you can focus on keeping your knees slightly bent, so we don't lock out the knees, and we keep the tailbone curled under. Hopefully here you'll feel your abdominal muscles kicked on, arms held away from the side of the body. That tail tuck and bent knees is the thing that we're trying to shoot for the most. So everything else is secondary. If you put your weights down, any of that, we still want to keep our knees slightly bent, tail slightly tucked, and we want to see if we can get some work coming out of our abdominal muscles and our butt muscles. Once you've got that, and since this isn't like a natural walking pattern, take it slow to find that work, keep the knees bent, keep the tail tucked. But then once you feel like, okay, I've got that down, you can still pick up the pace, but don't lock out the knees and keep the tailbone curled under. Does not matter how your foot falls, you're just gonna let your foot fall, whatever feels the most natural here. It does feel a little bit robotic in that walking. All right, stick with those heavy weights, stick with that walking pattern, but now we're gonna switch our arms. So arms are gonna be in that bent elbow waitress carry. We're gonna keep that going on, micro bend the knees, curl the tailbone under, and then start walking again. Same thing here. We wanna keep that soft bend in the knees, and we wanna keep that tail tuck, and that's the focus of the work. How fast you walk, whatever you can control, but don't lock out the knees, and don't lose that tailbone curling under. And time. Okay, when you come to one end of your mat, place one weight down, and now we're gonna go single arm, still gonna go with that knee bent, tail tuck. So that's the work. One arm is now gonna go all the way up and overhead, tail tucked under, micro bend the knees, and we're walking again. We got 1 minute on the clock, but this time at the 30-second mark, we're gonna switch our hand. So you're just gonna hold that hand up as high as you can, tail slightly tucked, knees stay bent the whole time. And again, if you have a lot of space, you can walk all around your room, but focus on keeping a slight micro bend in the knees and keep the tailbone drawing down the whole time. All right, when you're ready, switch your hand. Everything else stays the same. Tail tucked under, micro bend the knees. Nice work, you guys, beautiful. And time. Awesome job. Okay, switch over to your lighter set of weights. We're going to go 2 single weights. We're going to take it into a nice sumo squat with some rainbow arms. So as you come down, arms are going to go up and overhead, little tap at the center, come down, and arms are going to lower as well. So we're going to get that nice wide arms, and then sink your butt down, come back up with control. Here we want to see if we can find that focus again of curling the tailbone under as we lower down, and then keep it curling down as we come up. Yes, nice work. "15 seconds left." And time. Nice job. Okay, this one's going to be in the shoulders too. So stick with those light weights. We're going to stagger our stance. The staggered stance is just to keep a little control in our center. Arms are going to come up into that cactus or goalpost arms, but now we're going to do some scarecrows. So we're going to keep our arms out. We're going to rotate the arms forward and down as far as your shoulders allow, and then bring it back up with control. It's a lot of work in the shoulders. So if you've got mischievous shoulders or any stuff going on, you'll either go super light weights or no weights at all. That'll be totally up to you. Keep your legs nice and solid. A slight firmness in your belly. My shoulders round. So you're just going to let your shoulders move in a way that feels natural. No pinching, no shooting pain in the shoulders. That's what we're shooting for. All right, when you're ready, switch your feet, but everything else stays the same. We're just switching that staggered stance. So we work both legs nice and evenly. And time. Nice job. Lower your arms, give them a good shake out. All right, but we're going to stick with those light weights or no weights at all. And now we're going to add some uppercuts and we're going to move our hips. So you're going to get a little bit of a pivot of your feet. Your hips are going to move with you. You're punching upward. So think this is a chin shot. You'd be punching up under somebody's chin. And you can go as fast or slow here as you like. As you do this punching here, rather than thinking about punching from the shoulder, think about punching from your hip. So if you really needed to use this in a self-defense action, you want to throw with your backside, the stronger part of your body. Nice work, you guys. 8 seconds left. And time. Beautiful job. Okay, switch back over to your heavy weights. And now we're back to that repeated walking pattern. So we're back to our farmer's carry. Nice heavy weights, load them up at your side, curl your tailbone under, micro bend the knees, and we're walking. We've got 1 minute on the clock. The focus is to keep the knees micro bent and the tail curled under. We're just walking, but now see if you can pick up your walking pace just a little bit without losing that action of work. So keep the tailbone under. Don't lock out your knees as you walk. Nice. If you've got a lot of space, you can walk as far as you want to. Just keep that focus on the tailbone drawing down and don't lock out your knees. And time. Nice job. Okay, next up, we're taking into that bent elbow waitress carry. So load up at the chest, keep those elbows bent, tailbone curled under, micro bend the knees, and we're walking again. Focus on not locking out the knees, focus on drawing the tailbone down. If this is a lot on your shoulders at this point, you always have the option to put the weights down. 7 seconds left. Check your tailbone, check your knees. All right, when you come to the end of your mat, set one weight down, and now we're back to that last single arm hold. So we're gonna raise that arm up and overhead. Same thing here. Tailbone is tucked, knees are micro bent. We're walking. Keep those knees from locking out, keep the tailbone drawing down. When you're ready, switch your hands. Everything else stays the same. We keep that tailbone drawing down, micro bend the knees, and keep walking. And time. Nice job. Okay, stick with one heavy weight. We're going to take it into some dumbbell swings. So how you choose to hold your dumbbell is going to be totally up to you. I personally like the sideways hold, but some people like the hold in the middle. So you'll find the hold that works good for you. We're going to think hip hinge. So you're going to hinge from your waist, bring that weight between, and then swing it up. But as you come up, you're going to squeeze your butt and think hips forward. So it's not about moving out of the shoulders. It's about moving from the back half of the body. So hamstring muscles, glute muscles are doing the work. We just take that weight with a little bit of momentum. You do feel some movement in the shoulders, but the big majority of your work is coming from the back side of your body. So hinge from your waist, squeeze your butt as you come up. How fast or slow you go here, totally up to you. Nice work. And now if you tend to have a tendency, especially in our deadlifts, if you kind of want to look up as you hinge forward, see if today you can let your gaze follow you, which means as you hinge forward, you're looking down at the floor. And then as you come up, your gaze comes forward as well. And time. Nice job. Okay, let that come to a nice slow swing. Grab your second weight, heavy if you can stand it. It's going to be our reverse grip bent over row. So whatever weight you can handle here, we're going to be hip width distance apart, a little lean forward, palms facing up. Scrape your elbows against the ribs, bring them back down with control. As we do this work here, we're going to think about drawing the elbows back towards the hips. Scrape the elbows, bring them back down with control. Nice work. Nice heavy weights here. We're using muscles through the back of the body, super strong muscles, so you can probably handle a good amount of weight here. Palms are facing up, so we get that reverse grip. Nice work. You're already halfway there. If you want a little extra something to think about, as you pull those elbows back towards the hips, open up your chest. So we want to think heart forward, elbows back. Nice form, you guys, beautiful. And time, nice job. Come up nice and slow. Grab one single weight, heavy or light, that'll be totally up to you, but it is going to be an overhead press. So choose the weight that is the most appropriate for your shoulder this morning. We're going to go into a single leg stance, single arm, single weight, load up. We got 15 seconds of work here. One foot up, one arm up. Nice work. Now, if your balance is all over the place, you can put a toe down, but what we want to try to do is control our center. So as we do that overhead press, Everything else is staying pretty steady. All right, keep that foot up. Can you switch your hand weight to the other hand? And then back to that overhead press on the other side. And then everything else tries to stay as stable as it can. All right, keep that weight in that hand. Switch your foot. All right, keep your foot up. Switch your weight. And time. Nice job. Okay, we're coming down into a high kneel position. So come on down. We're going to do our little Z sit, but leave your weights off. Leave your weights off to the side. All right, so we're going to do a Z sit, but we're going to reach back and touch one heel, come back to center, reach back, touch the other heel. If that Z sit is not great for your knees, you're going to stay in a more upright position. You're just going to reach back with a little bit of twist. But if reaching back, touching the heel feels okay, that's the work you're doing. We're going to think about keeping our hips drawing up or tailbone drawing down, whatever gets you to find that connection in your center. Same work we were doing as we were standing. So that tailbone draws down. Hopefully here you'll feel a little stretch in your thighs as you lean back. Nice job. And time. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to take it into a plank. You can do a plank at the wall. You can do a plank at the chair, or you can take your plank down onto the ground. If you can, nice high plank, arms extended. Now you might choose to just stay in your plank position, but if you want to work the legs and the back side of the body, find your plank, and then we're going to alternate. One leg is going to lift, and then the other. If you choose to do this work at a wall, hands on the wall, step your feet back so you're holding a planking position, and then you're going to alternate your leg lifts here. So find the depth of work that feels the most appropriate to your shoulders this morning, to the back of your body, and to your energy level. You're already halfway there. Ten seconds left. And time. Bring it down to a tabletop position. Now we're going to move right into some bird dogs. So we're going to alternate legs, opposite hand, opposite foot. We're going to stretch out and away from each other. Bring it back in with control. Switch to the other side. Bring it back in with control. If you're still working on this move, you can choose to just slide the opposite limbs out and slide them back in. We're focusing on control. So if you're in better control here, keeping the limbs on the ground, do the work here. If you've got good control, your table's not wobbling all over the place as you extend the limbs up and out, then do the work there. If that feels like it's not quite enough work, grab a light weight, and as you lift and extend the arm out, add the hand weight as well. Nice job. We're already halfway there. Ten seconds left. And time. Beautiful. Okay, we're coming down onto our side. We're going to take it into some clams and then reverse clams. We're going to alternate between the two. So find your side lying position, elbow in line with the shoulder. We're going to keep a little bit of a focus on keeping the side body firm and lifted up away from the floor. Legs are going to be stacked. we're going to lift up into a clam and then into a reverse clam. So we're going to lift the knee up and away, and then we're going to keep the knees together and lift the heel. We got 1 minute on the clock on this side. Focus on that side body staying lifted away from the ground. So we keep the upper body engaged. Shoulder is braced. So we're not sagging into that shoulder and losing our control in the upper body. Lift the knee up, keep the feet together, lift the heel up, keep the knees together. You got it. You're already halfway there. If this feels like it's not quite enough work, you can load up a weight on the side of your thigh, and you'll use that just in the clam portion, not the reverse clam. Check those bottom ribs, make sure they didn't lose their integrity. Check that top bottom shoulder. Nice job, 10 seconds left. And time, beautiful. Okay, we're spinning around to the other side. So you flip yourself around in any way that makes sense to you. Once you found your way there, get yourself situated. Bottom ribs pulling up, bottom shoulder nice and braced. We got 1 minute on the clock. We're lifting the knee up and then lifting the heel up. And especially as you lift that heel up, lock in that side body so that you don't lose those ribs, staying nice and engaged as you lift the heel. You got it, nice work. Already halfway there. And time. Nice job. Okay, last minute of work. We're flipping all the way onto our backside. And now we're going to take it into some dead bugs from here. So start with your legs in a reverse tabletop, arms straight out in front of you. It's opposite hand, opposite foot. So the right arm, left leg are going to extend away from each other. Come back in with control, switch to the other side. If this feels like it's not quite enough work, you're going to grab some hand weights, load up at the arms. For some of us, it will feel better to have the low back pressing down into the ground, abdominal muscles reaching towards the spine. For some of us, it'll feel a little bit better to have a natural curve of the spine. So make sure that as you do this work, you find the placement of your core muscles so that your back isn't screaming at you the whole time. You should be able to do this strong and comfortably and use your exhale on the effort. And time. Nice job. Okay, pull both knees into your chest. Give yourself a light little squeeze. And we're going to take a little supine twist to stretch today. So hold on to your right knee. Let your left leg go nice and long. Take that right knee and bring it over and across the body. How far you go with it, just find the depth of work that feels good. Finding a little bit of rotation in the spine. Maybe your right shoulder stays anchored on the ground. Nice. When you're ready, pull that right knee into your chest, bring the left knee into meet, and then hold on to your left knee. Let your right leg go nice and long. Once you're set up, take that left knee over to the right, just as far as feels good. Maybe your left shoulder stays down on the ground. Nice job. When you're ready, pull that left knee into your chest, bring the right knee into meet. And now we're going to rock and roll up to a seated position. So rock and roll your way up and then put your legs out in front of you nice and long, but super bend the knees. Take a nice big breath, reach up and overhead. As you exhale, reach towards your feet. Does not matter if you can touch your feet, but we do want to keep our knees slightly bent. One more breath. All right, when you're ready, come out of that fold nice and slow, swing it around so you find your way into your tabletop position. And we're gonna just do one final stretch for our shoulders before we get to our foam roller. So keep your hips fairly in line with your knees. Walk your hands forward. So you're gonna let your chest melt down. If it feels good, you're gonna walk your hands just slightly wider towards the edges of your mat to make some space for the shoulders. And then let your chest melt down towards the ground and then take 3 nice big breaths here. Awesome. When you're ready, come up nice and slow and controlled. Curl your toes under, lift your butt up, walk your feet towards your hands so you find that soft fold, and then bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Take your time as you roll up to standing. You guys are amazing. Nice work today. Grab your foam roller if you're sticking around.